So they say copycat is a sincerest form of flattery, but the Carolina Hurricanes, that former Hartford Whaler franchise, who would find every way in the world to lose to the Montreal Canadiens in the fucking playoffs, even the year Montreal won the cup, they bet that Civ, Michael Wheat, and the rest of the Whalers in 7 games, have decided for some reason to call back the demons. According to published reports, they're merchandising a new product. According to MLB Raleigh, introducing the Carolina Hurricanes vintage fullback baseball cap. The Canes timed Major League Baseball collab is the first of its kind between a current pro team and an MLB expansion hopeful. Only available July 14th at the local Raleigh during MLB Home Run Derby. Raleigh on deck, raise up. Take a good look at the photos. What the fuck does that look like to you? Well, you know the Montreal Canadiens logo? Look at this fucking ripoff. This is plagiarism. This is outright copyright infringement. I know people in Carolina are desperate to promote their hockey team. Yes, they won a Stanley Cup a few years ago. But this is to us as the Hartford Whalers. They moved to Carolina. Look at this fucking hat. They're that stupid enough they put red in the hat. The CH, there are different types of Montreal Canadiens logos through the year. We got the more circular logo. But the old logo that we had back in the day looked like this. Club de Hockey Canadien, the double C. That's why we got the red. Now, they're going to be charging probably $55 for this hat, or $70. Why in the name of all that is Oliver's Christ? Now, on the MLB Raleigh Facebook site talking about it, some interesting comments. Myself alone, be prepared to be sued. Raphael Camon said, that's a Habs logo, my dude. Richard Hamel said, guys, seriously? And I'm kidding. Are you kidding me? I'm not even a fan. Shard Ares, are you guys kidding? That's the closest copy and paste of the Montreal Canadiens logo ever. Gilbert Joanne Gendreau said, this is Habs all the way. Christ have some imagination. So, ladies and gentlemen, please. And MLB Raleigh said themselves, another example of a CH logo. According to Neil Smith, not the Neil Smith, I'm looking forward to the injunction. Nancy Boudreau said, MLB Raleigh, one of the most iconic logos of all sports. Shame on you. Tyrone Mills, MLB Richard Mushter, go Habs go. Canadiens de Montreal, Habs latest lawsuit. Denny Chouinard, MLB Raleigh, look at this logo. They showed an old CH logo from the 1930s. Myself, it's a fucking piece of copycat lawsuit launching direct dans deux langues. So, ladies and gentlemen, just when you think it was safe dealing with the 51st state bullshit, are they thinking they're going to steal our most iconic logo of all time? Now, there's a guy who posted on YouTube recently, of the 100 greatest logos of all time, he said Montreal Canadiens was number 56, and the Buffalo Bills, the modern Bills logo, was number 1. Maudit Callis Tabarnak. There's the poem The Hockey Sweater, written by my cousin Rac Caillé, talks about the sweater, the Montreal Canadiens sweater. It's a whole epic poem, very, very North American base. But that logo, people have bled red, white, and blue for the Montreal Canadiens logo. So, anybody listening to this in the States, I want you to go to your local MLB site. I want to go to your local Facebook site and say this is a miscarriage of justice. If North York, Ontario stole the New York Yankees logo, what would you say? If Barrie, Ontario used the Boston Bruins logo of the bee and the puck, what would you say? Okay? Kitchener Rangers, they have the logo. They've been around for a while. They never stole the Rangers logo. It's a shared. But look at what my hometown team did. They did the Calgary Flames logo in Condors colors. Never paid for the money. They also stole the Bakersfield Condors logo later on, and it didn't work. So, ladies and gentlemen, all I want you to do is before you get yourself in trouble online, basically what I want you to do is recognize that people are jealous of the Montreal Canadiens. We bet Hartford in successive years, I think most into the 80s, well into the 90s. Some of our Stanley Cup runs, some of our semifinal runs. Like I said, I think somebody down in Carolina was on drugs to do this. Again, they're showing red in the Carolina colors, and they're showing black colors, but in the old Montreal Canadiens logo there was a little bit of black as well. So it was pretty freaky. So let me put this in perspective, ladies and gentlemen. The Montreal Canadiens logo can be used different stuff. Le Canadien or Montreal, you could get the patch. There's different hats. There was a World Montreal Canadiens logo when we won the World Championships. Okay, no one has ever tried to steal that. The original CAC, the original Leaf, to use the CAC, it's the same colors as the Toronto Maple Leafs colors, but there's a little bit of blue. The iconic jerseys, a lot of people didn't like I said, the World Championship one. But look at all the old photos of the Montreal Canadiens who won the World logo. Okay, George Vezina, Elmer Locke, Howie Morenz, Henry Richard, the Pocket Rocket, Jean Beliveau, Ken Dryden, Jacques Plante, Jacques Lemaire, Gump Worsley, all these people living or dead. There's Montreal Canadiens alumni still living. Steve Shutt, Pete Mahovlich, all these great players, Bob Gainey, Doug Jarvis, Larry Romson, okay? Chrissy Nyland. They're touring with different people. They're very proud to wear that logo. How in the hell do I explain to these people the logo you bled and died for is being co-opted by the fucking Carolina Hurricanes and MLB, what do you call, heavy promotion, $60 hats at a home run derby nobody gives a shit about unless Aaron Judge or Vladdy Jr. is in it. Pulley. So, my Black Heart Award of the Month. The Carolina Hurricanes allowing themselves to try to steal the Montreal Canadiens logo and get away with it. Lawsuit. Every Montreal Canadian fan should take a class action lawsuit at this fucking bullshit. Now I'm off the pulpit. Have yourself a good afternoon. As we like to say in Montreal Canadian country, before we bet to the Hurricanes, keep your fucking hands off our logo. Get your fucking hands, get your own fucking logo. Have a good one. Bye.